Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Happy 4th of July to you from Millennium Park in downtown Irving. I'm Thomas Gandy.
And I'm Kathy Whiteman. As you can see, the fountain here is all decked out in red, white, and blue to commemorate the 4th of July. Irving has come together as a community to celebrate Independence Day with a parade and fireworks and more since 1986.
But because of the changes brought about by the pandemic, we've got the next best thing for you this year, a virtual celebration with all of the elements you've come to enjoy, along with some extras to add to the fun.
So we'll have some flashbacks to past parades and concerts, a look at ways the community has spread a little sunshine this summer, and a look ahead at plans in the works for future community gatherings.
Keeping our traditions alive, music has always been part of our Independence Day. Downtown Fever is one of the hottest bands in the Metroplex, and they've performed for Irving's 4th of July festivities for many years. Here's an all-new performance.
Celebrate good times, come on, celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. Well, there's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate your party with you. Come on and celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. Let's all celebrate. Lee, what's up? It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on. That's right. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. I see you in the back. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright, baby. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. You ready? 'Cause we're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on. All right, I'm feeling it. Come on, you guys. All right, we need you to sing with us. Come on. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on.
In the years I've been here in Irving, to see all the traditions that we have with the parade and then the fireworks in the evening. And one of them that's most fun for me is the watermelon. You know, when we go there at the park and get everybody together and they're slicing up the watermelon, you see all the kids enjoying that. And it's really kind of fun to see everybody come together, young and old, and talk about what really the 4th of July means to them.
One of the highlights, at least my time on the city council, has been able to be on our floats and see all the young people out there and throwing candy at them and having a chance for them to really feel that this is a special time.
I like how everybody comes together to celebrate. I like how the Irving Fire Department is represented in the parade, and the Honor Guard leads the parade as well as the pipes and drums. I like how we get all the support from the city, and I like the fireworks show at the end.
One of my little nieces one year was here to ride in the Heritage Society entry, which was an old fire engine. And it's just non-glamorous, just a simple event.
The thing I like most about the way the City of Irving celebrates Independence Day is we bring the entire community together. And the parade really sets the stage for the day. It allows our police officers to be out directing traffic, interacting with onlookers, interacting with the floats, just really enjoying the atmosphere and helping everyone get in the mood for the fireworks show that will happen later in the evening.
I love how diverse the culture is and just lots of different faces and people getting together. It's exciting.
Like we do year after year after year is having the parade. You see so many of these organizations that come out. What's really is exciting as you go down the parade route, see the citizens from all over Irving coming down there in the morning.
The parade has always struck me as very exciting, the kind of entertainment that the whole family, groups, communities, churches can enjoy together. Especially the act of, decorating your float together is very exciting to me. So I've always enjoyed that aspect of Irving.
As a member of the Irving Police Department Honor Guard, we participate in the events. We enjoy seeing all the smiling faces and the families out there celebrating the holiday and the freedoms we get to enjoy as citizens of this great city and country.
What I like most about Irving celebrating Independence Day is that great hometown atmosphere that we have here at Irving, whether it's visiting the parade, going to some of the concerts, attending the fireworks show. That's what makes Irving during July 4th just a great time, is that hometown, relaxed, fun atmosphere.
So I could remember back in elementary school when I was at TJ Lee and when we went to junior high in Sam Houston during the 70s, we would load up the family station wagon and go park out in the parking lot at Irving Mall, where the Fitness Connection store is now. We would sit out there and watch the Irving Fire Department shoot off fireworks during the 70s. It was a great time for us to be together as a family. We'd pack dinner in the picnic basket and we would go and sit as a family and watch them do fireworks. It was an awesome time.
There's something for everybody. In the morning and afternoon, you have your small town feel, your parade, and your watermelon, and everything that is traditional about the 4th of July is here in downtown Irving. And then at night, you have the big city fireworks in the Las Colinas Urban Center.
It's just fun to see families, dogs, kids dressed up in red, white, and blue coming out to celebrate as a community and just having a good time.
We'll hear more about Independence Day festivities from community leaders throughout the show. And Thomas, you look like you're ready to create some new memories there?
Yeah, Kathy, I got the hookup from Parks and Rec, picking up the Family Fun 4th pack.
Wow, I'm impressed that you could say that. And I also see that you claimed both of the pinwheels, but I've got bubbles and these cool glasses, which I am now going to demonstrate. Watch this. And now I'm blind.
Looking good, and that's okay, because I'm getting tatted up right after the show.
Okay, I'll share my flags with you. Here we are, if you'll share some of those tats with me. And also, I can say Family Fun 4th pack too.
That should be a party game.
I think it could. And if you shared photos with hashtag Irving July 4, you already know all about the Family Fun 4th pack we just talked about. In this next segment, we've combined some of your snapshots with images from past festivities into our vintage snapback parades. You'll be seeing these snapbacks throughout the show, starting with this one. I can almost hear those flash bulbs going on. A little nostalgia is always welcome on the 4th. For many years, the Irving Symphony Orchestra performed a special 4th of July concert that brought hundreds of families to Williams Square for patriotic pops and fireworks. Here's Stars and Stripes Forever from their 2008 show.
And more music now. Downtown Fever was scheduled to perform at this year's 4th of July festivities, but not to worry, they'll be back next year. In the meantime, here's another performance that will get you ready to dance.
Say 1, 2, 3. See, I don't know what's gonna happen to you, baby, but I do know that I dig it. Walk around this town in your head in the sky, and I do know that I want you. Let's dance and shout, shake your body down to the ground. Let's dance and shout, shake your body down to the ground. Let's dance and shout, shake your body down to the ground. Let's dance and shout, shake your body down to the ground. Tease me with your loving to play hard to get, and I do know that I need it. Walk around this town in your head in the sky, and I do know that I want you. Let's dance and shout, shake your body down to the ground. Let's dance and shout, shake your body down to the ground. Let's dance and shout, shake your body down to the ground. Let's dance and shout, shake your body down to the ground. Come on, boys, hit me.
Shake your body now to the ground. Let's dance, let's show. Shake your body now to the ground. So let's dance, let's show. Shake your body now to the ground.
We'll have more from Downtown Fever later in the show. As much as adults enjoy community celebrations, it's the kids who really capture the spirit of the day. So it's time to hear from them with a special salute to a grand old flag.
I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
To the flag. To the flag. To the flag of the United States of America. Of the United States of America. And to the republic. And to the republic. And to the republic.
And to the republic for which it stands.
One nation, under God. Under God.
One nation, under God.
Under God. One nation, under God.
One nation.
One nation.
One nation.
One nation. One nation, under God. Indivisible. Indivisible. Indivisible.
Indivisible. With liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
Justice for all. Justice for all.
For all.
For all. With liberty and justice for all.
Through voices, as you've just heard, and through visuals, people are finding a lot of ways to express their patriotic pride. One big display of that is right behind me. Dozens of flags surround the fountain and line the walkway at Millennium Park. Here to talk more about that is Rick Lindsay, co-chair of the Irving Las Colinas Rotary Club's Flags Over Irving program. Rick, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thomas, thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Sure. Let's start with this location right here. How did Rotary get started installing flags at Millennium Park?
We go through a process every spring called just Rotary Strategic Planning. So in the spring of 2018, the committee evaluated and said, what can we do in addition to the other flag program that we have in place? And we looked around and we said, what if we were able to do something at Millennium Fountain? And so we contacted the city, and in collaboration with Parks and Rec and the city, we were able to then start placing flags here on 5 holidays.
5 holidays, and certainly a big presence at those holidays. And there are plaques on each of those flags. What do those signify?
The plaques are to signify the sponsor of each flag. So there are 62 different plaques, even though it's supposed to signify 50 states. The demand is so great that we've extended it out. So each person that sponsors a flag can put in memory of, or they can thank their parents. So it's just a way of remembering either a family member or a college or where they're from. And so it gives everybody an opportunity to say thank you.
And you mentioned this builds on a program you already had in Rotary. So tell me about that and how residents can get a flag in their own yards.
Well, Thomas, this started way back in 2002. And so after the attack on the Twin Towers in New York, a couple of Rotarians said, what can we do to show support for our nation, our city, our first responders? So the first group of flags went out. There was about 200 flags. And so that first year of 2002 kind of started this program. Today we are at about 1,550 flags.
So when you talk about the flags at home, I understand that's a lease program and Rotary does all of the work?
Thomas, that's a good question. We buy the poles, the flags, the ties, and then the Rotarians assemble the flags, and then we work with different Boy Scout and different groups. We have 14 different distribution teams. So Rotary does part of the work, but we also work with Scouts.
A good team effort there. And we mentioned the lease program and we mentioned the flags here at the park. What is done with the money raised?
Thomas, now that is a good question. All of the money that we generate from the flag program stays here in the city of Irving. And we sponsor seniors in our Irving High School go to a program we call RILA, which is Rotary Youth Leadership Award Program. That's a great program. We sponsor and participate in the Backpack for Children program through the Schools Foundation. We read to some of the elementary schools, donate books. So all of those proceeds go back into the city of Irving, basically to support our programs for youth.
And when you put these flags in people's yards and you see people that appreciate the flags at this park, tell me what kind of appreciation you get. What kind of response do you get?
There's a lot of excitement about having the flag in front of their home, but Thomas, also they like to have the flags into the area as you turn into their neighborhood. So it's a way for them to show their support for first responders, their patriotism. It dresses up their neighborhood in the city. And so it's a lot of excitement on those 5 holidays.
I'm sure it is, and it's got to make all the Rotarians and Boy Scouts who are a part of the program feel good too. Rick Lindsay, thanks so much for being with us tonight on our special program.
Very good. Thanks, Thomas.
Along with those flags, today you may have also noticed thousands of smaller flags lining Irving neighborhoods, especially along the MacArthur Boulevard corridor. It's all part of the Great Flag Caper, and we got an inside look at how it all works.
We just love doing it, and we love living here, and we love July 4th.
The Roten family is taking part in what has become a patriotic Irving tradition, the Great Flag Caper.
It just makes it beautiful. And I think especially now, with people not being able to get out without all the fireworks and stuff, that this is a way to remind everybody what the holiday is about.
Flags line 10.5 miles of MacArthur Boulevard and several side streets.
For those that are new to our country, I hope it inspires them that they're in a pretty good place.
The program started 28 years ago. Now I'm with Nell-Ann Hunt, the founder of the Great Flag Caper, along with some of the volunteers. And Nell-Ann, what made you want to get this program started?
Well, it was just a happenstance that it happened because I moved to a neighborhood that was really, everybody was very, very nice to me. And so on the 4th of July, I thought I'd like to do something for my neighbors, just to thank them. So I went out and bought a couple hundred flags and put them up in a concentric circle around my house. Well, everybody liked it so much that the next 4th of July, I bought about 400 and did it. And then the neighbors came to me and they said, we really like your flags and we'll help you, and let's just do the whole neighborhood. And then next year, the city came and said, we want to put it in all the neighborhoods. So let's all get together and do that and make our city really, really special. So that's how it happened. And so now we have about 300 volunteers. We're a 501c3 organization, and we put out around 40,000 flags every year.
That's such an ambitious number, and you mentioned some of the funding you get. It's donations and also other sources. Tell me about the city grants you receive.
Yeah, the city grants are really a big help, and the neighborhoods can apply for a city grant, and the city will give them the money to pay for it. We don't charge for anything for flags. Everyone can come up and just get them, but obviously they cost quite a bit of money. So we have North Texas Giving Day, but mainly just people come and put down a few dollars and say, I'd like some flags this year, and it all seems to work out. It's always just enough.
What feeling do you want to give people who see these flags across 10 miles of MacArthur Boulevard and some of the side streets as well?
I just want them to realize that we're all the same in this country and that every single person has importance and value. We care about each other's children and grandchildren. We care about our neighbors. We care about everyone that's an American, and we want to make our country better for everyone.
And even though we're keeping our distance right now, and this is certainly a different 4th of July celebration, I'm sure the volunteers and everyone still has a lot of fun.
They do. It was fun to see how the kids grow every year. They're a little bit bigger, and we talk about how they like the distance learning in school as they come up, and then the older people get to share with their children and grandchildren what's made this country great in their opinion. We're a very diverse city, and our project reflects that also.
What are your plans for the future with this program?
Who knows? We'll just keep on keeping on. We always say there's a room at the table for everyone at the Great Flag Caper, and so we just like to invite more and more people to come aboard and see the positive things that can be done for this country.
You can see it is a neat program, and Kathy, I know you also know Nell Ann. She is one special lady.
She is truly one of my favorite people, and it's not just because she's always looking for great ways to celebrate our community. As an example, the arts have been particularly affected by the pandemic, and Nell Ann is part of a neighborhood association that wanted to support the Irving Symphony. They put together an event called Music in the Hills, and the Symphony's brass ensemble literally took their show on the road in celebration of Flag Day. Here's a look at some of the great music they performed. We'll hear from the Irving Symphony Brass Ensemble again later in the show. Every year, we know we can look forward to seeing Ms. Mature Irving as part of the parade. D'Augusto Phillips, Ms. Mature 2019, is out of town. So Nina Crocker, Ms. Mature 2018, graciously agreed to join us and talk to us a little bit about participating in the parade. Nina, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. So for viewers who aren't familiar, Ms. Mature represents the city in a ceremonial role. Can you tell us the types of things that you've attended as a Ms. Mature?
The Ms. Mature Irving role is to celebrate senior citizens. I have participated in so many things, community events, such as all the major holidays for the Heritage Service Center, giving poems, talking to senior citizens at the Heritage Center, participating in parades, the Christmas parade, and my most favorite is the 4th of July parade.
I always hear that the folks that reign as Ms. Mature Irving really love the parade a lot. So can you tell us a little bit about what you enjoy most about being a part of the 4th of July parade?
Oh, that is so much fun. We get to ride in a fancy car and wave and sprinkle candy to the Irving participants who are cheerleading us on and waving back. That is so nice to see the happy faces of the community. It's a big enjoyment.
Well, I know that as you're driving along there, you can really feel the love as people are going through there. So once you become Ms. Mature Irving, after your reign is over, you become a Golden Girl, a part of that organization. So you'll get to participate in the parade again when we bring it back live. What are you looking most forward to?
I am so looking forward to being part of the Golden Girls program and being involved in their efforts to polish the community of Irving and contribute their talents and their efforts to volunteer on needs of what the community desires, and celebrating every holiday with the new Miss Matures that come on board.
It's a wonderful program, and I've been privileged to meet you and so many of the other ladies that have represented Irving as Ms. Mature. So you may know that ICTN has parade footage going all the way back to the 80s, and we'd like to share some of that now with our viewers. Can you lead us into the segment?
So here are some highlights of the past 4th of July parades. Enjoy.
It was a day to show your American spirit, a day to let your freedom flag fly. It was the 4th of July, America's 210th birthday. Irving's celebration began with a parade that included campfire girls, Lions Club members, senior citizens groups, drill teams, and of course, riders on horseback. Enjoy the newly landscaped park with its green grass and shady grape arbors. The arrival of the Olympic torch by Irving resident Ray Serta officially started the patriotic declarations, which included the unveiling of a granite memorial to Irving war veterans who lost their lives defending our country. This was a day for remembering America's history, as well as the history of Irving.
Why Irving? This is the first annual 4th of July celebration that we'll have in this park.
You think that Heritage Park is one of the keys that made this such a successful year?
I sure do. I really do. Matter of fact, I just got word that they canceled the Macy's parade in New York on TV and they're showing ours.
7th Annual Parks and Recreation Department July 4th Parade. This year's parade featured beauty queens and kings, autos of every description, floats, boats, and animals.
This year's 4th of July procession, sponsored by the Irving Parks and Recreation Department, was the largest in the city's 9 years of hosting it.
Thank you. Happy Centennial, happy 4th to everyone.
John Adams, when he was writing and doing all these things to help the birth of independence, said that this day should be celebrated with fireworks, parades, big gatherings, and getting together and remembering and focusing back just a little bit on who we are as a nation, the freedom that we have, and the cost to give birth to that freedom is very important.
Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday to you.
The ability for everyone to come together like this is fabulous. You see all different people here, all different nationalities, all here to celebrate.
I asked a lot of people what Independence Day means to them, and I heard a wide range of answers. Serious, fun, and always thoughtful.
It means we're independent. We're a democracy. We have the ability to choose our way, and I think that's really important, especially as each generation comes forward. And we're in a time that everybody knows, not only with COVID-19 and the virus, but also with the economic downturn and with all the social justice that's going on. We're really kind of at a time where it's giving us pause, and it's an ability for us all to come together as an independent nation and be one for all for one.
Independence Day means a lot to me. My family is military, I'm military, so it has a special meaning to me. I have a lot of fond memories as a kid. I have a lot of fond memories with my own children, going and watching the fireworks and having the cookouts.
You know, it's a wonderful holiday because it's a family event. Of course, there's always food and music or parades and such, and it's just a celebration of time together.
So what it means to me basically is to celebrate the idea that we're in the greatest country, we have the greatest freedoms. And one of the key things also is I can stand on a corner, have my opinion, and somebody can stand on the other side of the corner, have their opinions, and the two of us can argue yet walk away as friends, because that's all what independence is to me, is the ability to be able to have the freedom to express your voice, express your opinion, and be respected after you do that.
What Independence Day means to me is an opportunity for me and my family to celebrate what I feel makes this country great. This is a country that celebrates freedom. It celebrates opportunity, and it celebrates welcoming anybody and everybody from around the world to come celebrate those same principles, and celebrating the documents that we have that allow us as a country to continue to grow and progress and to change and to evolve.
To me, it's a big celebration of who we are, America. It's just a good time to remember history and celebrate with family and friends.
You know, as I think about Independence Day, I think about the cost that's paid in order for us to have the freedoms in our country that we have. July 3rd of 1993, we lost Officer Glenn Holmes out patrolling the streets of our city trying to keep us safe. And you look at what's going on, you reflect upon what's going on in our country today, the civil unrest, the uncertainty because of COVID, I think it truly highlights how special our country is. We can have that dialogue about the things that make us different, that truly make our country great, is that we each have different ideas, we each have different goals, we each have different ways of living, but it doesn't need to separate us. And on July 4th, it's an opportunity for us all to come together, no matter what our differences are, no matter how contentious things are, no matter what COVID has done to us. It's truly a day where we can celebrate being a country.
Independence Day means freedom and expressing ourselves to me.
My great-grandfather came in from Germany through Ellis Island, and to see how our family has grown and the opportunities that this country had given us. And my dad and my uncles were very concerned that that was passed down to us. So the 4th of July was a time for us to come together as a family, to play games, to eat great meals.
When I was young, I think I was about 8 years old, my mother served on the City of Irving's Bicentennial Commission. And I really got a true grasp of what the 4th of July meant. I remember these coloring books, and I don't know if they came from the commission or where, but it was about the Star-Spangled Banner. And I grasped at such an early age what the words of that song really meant. To me, what I hold the dearest is that song, and it's from that year in 1976.
It means the great celebration of this great country, 244 years old. And you know what we're facing in today's climate with the pandemic, all those 244 years, we've faced pandemics and overcome it with vaccines and health. Also, we've been through recessions, depressions, and overcome that too. And also we've had, racial strife in this country over the years. We're a survivor country, 244 years. We've got more years to come, a great country.
In 2020, Independence Day has taken on a new meaning, and it's more of a celebration of our connectedness as sharing a common American identity.
ICTN producer Brett Wheeler captures the pride and courage of our armed forces in this patriotic salute. The images you just saw are all from Veterans Memorial Park. If you've never visited, I'm sure you'll want to go now. It's located at 644 Rock Island at Sowers Road. And while we're talking about parks, let's expand the discussion and bring in Thomas and Irving Parks and Recreation Director Joe Moses. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Joe, there's so much going on in Irving Parks right now, so let's focus on a couple of the projects. First up, Heritage Park. The work is already well underway. Tell me about some of the changes underway.
Sure. Heritage Park, as you know, is one of our older parks that we had here in the city, and we're really excited about the possibility of being able to expand that park and really make it a downtown feature, a focal point for the community, and still retain some of the old artifacts down there that make that a special park. So as you know, we're going to double the size of the park. We're going to spread some things around. The whole project is about $5.6 million. We're going to underground those existing power lines that go down the middle of the park. We're going to put an entertainment stage out there, a permanent feature that's going to be out there. It's going to have built-in audio equipment. It's going to have some AV features out there. We're looking at including a large LED TV screen. That's going to allow us to do all types of functions right here in downtown Irving.
Heritage Park has a special tie with Independence Day because it was actually dedicated on July 4th, 1986. I sort of remember that. So how do you see all of these new features sort of fitting into the future 4th of July celebrations?
You know, I think it's going to be great. I mean, now we will have a park that's going to have enough space to accommodate our citizens, to kind of be the anchor of our downtown celebrations, not only for just 4th of July, but even Christmas. We're really excited about the possibilities that this expansion gives us. I think it's going to be something that our residents are really going to be excited about and something that they'll look forward to and start new traditions with their families.
Joe, so many big ideas, the amphitheater, the expanded space. How did these ideas come about?
Well, you know what? We really did a great job engaging with the public out here. A couple years ago, we had a series of public input meetings. We had them over at the library. We had them over at the Heritage Senior Center. We got a lot of input from our citizens. Our CIP team did a great job getting all that data and putting all those ideas down on paper and giving us several different renderings for our citizens to choose from. So basically everything that you're going to see down here in Heritage Park came from the minds of our citizens here. So it was really a fun process to go through.
And now what everyone wants to know, what is the time frame for completion?
Heritage Park is going to be 2021. So next year we're looking at being able to celebrate out there and kick off the holiday season at Heritage Park.
Now let's talk about Las Colinas, where the Levy Event Plaza is under construction on Lake Carroll. And many of us are familiar with the site, so what is changing there?
You know, the Levy Event Plaza is going to be a unique feature. It's something that we're really going to be proud of out there. As you know, the urban center is really starting to populate well with a lot of residents out there. There's a lot of entertainment out there. And so the city wants to have our spot. The Levy Event Plaza will give us a permanent home for some of our events that we have, the Laughs by the Lake that you're familiar with, the Canal Fest that we used to have out there. And so we're going to be developing a whole bunch of new events out there. The site is going to be unique. I think it's going to be something really different for the Metroplex. It's got over 40,000 square feet of concrete. There's an 11,000 square foot area where you can bring in a mobile stage. There's a food truck court out there. There'll be built-in electrical outlets out there, so you won't have generators and things like that that you normally have at a special event site. Beautiful lighting. We're looking at some Wi-Fi and some other unique amenities out there. So it's something that we're going to be proud of and unique to the city of Irving.
And Joe, on this night, everyone is wondering, how do you see that site working for the 4th of July and the fireworks?
You know, again, it's a permanent site for our fireworks show. It's going to be something that our residents can look forward to every year, to know that Levy is where our fireworks show is going to be. The urban center is such a unique setting, and I believe we're one of the only few cities in the Metroplex that actually shoots our fireworks from the water. So now we'll have a great viewing area for that. So we're really excited about the Levy Plaza out there. Another great amenity about Levy is it also, when we're not having events, it's going to provide some needed open space in the urban center for all those residents that are moving out there.
Give me the background on this site. How did the city come to the point where it could be developed?
You know, it's a site that we used to lease it from different landowners out there to have our events. The Levy family had the site and it was up for sale, and so we were able to reach out to them and negotiate a deal and purchase that site and make it a permanent event site. They were very cooperative with us, and it was something that they really wanted to see out there. So we were really excited and happy that we were able to make that deal happen. And And I think they're also excited to have something with their family name on it, so for generations they can always bring their family members out there and talk about their contribution to the city.
You mentioned that when the space is not being used for special events, that there's still going to be a reason to draw the residents around the area to the site. What do you have in mind in that way?
Well, I think it's going to be a great leisure spot, for residents just to go out there and relax and enjoy the lake. We're also going to be looking at bringing in some type of programming out there, maybe some yoga classes, some Pilates classes, some really nice relaxation things out there to provide a program offering for the residents out there and right by that beautiful lake setting.
So when the health concerns finally subside and everything's in place, what are you most looking forward to for future big events?
Getting back out to Levy and having the 4th of July next year is going to be a great experience for our residents. Having our Christmas event here at Heritage Park is going to be great. I'm really excited about the future. As you know, bringing people together is what we do, so this is really a difficult time for our department. But with the development of these two sites, I think this is going to be something that our residents are really going to enjoy, and they're really going to see that they were worth waiting for.
I agree. Very much worth waiting for. Joe, thank you so much for being here.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, happy 4th to you. And Joe is not alone in his excitement. We asked other leaders and community members for their look ahead.
I look forward to next year being bigger and better than ever before, just with the excitement of the redevelopment of both Heritage Park as well as Levy Event Plaza. We just look forward to having it back next year with all the new features that we'll have, a large fireworks show with water fireworks included in that. Downtown Fever will be back next year, and with the new and improved Heritage Park, being able to possibly reroute the parade.
Although it's been here forever, but it's going to feel like a new area. A lot of updates, and I think it'll bring a lot of people to this part of Irving.
It's one of those things that we've talked about for a few years, and now to actually see the dirt moving and to really make that park a gathering place for the downtown area as well as the community, it brings us back to our heritage here in Irving as well. Coming together, enjoying friendship, and enjoying watermelon.
And the construction is happening, and so I really think that really starts to give us a focal point, but also able to go up into Las Colinas. We got two great venues to really enjoy whatever holiday we want to enjoy and really celebrate. But 4th of July is a special one.
For July 4th celebration, I think we have a great opportunity to really enhance it. I think with Heritage Plaza and the building of the amphitheater, we'll be able to do concerts and full shows down there. And the same thing with Levy Plaza, to be able to do the same thing up there. Have a place to do, food trucks and make it a full day festivity with all the accoutrement and bells and whistles that go with the July 4th. I know that the Parks Department and the Parks and Rec Board is working really, really hard to make sure that happens for all citizens.
I'm looking forward to celebrating our traditional festivities in a greener environment. I think the grassy plazas bring an element to these festivals that just make it more comfortable and less hot and more enjoyable overall. I think we're all just aching to be closer to each other. Definitely, it's something I'm looking forward to.
It's going to be great, and we look forward to that as a police department and as fellow citizens. We look forward to just getting together again as people and neighbors and getting to spend time with each other.
I think it will be bigger and better, but I think one of the things that Irving has going for it is the feeling of the community, the hometown feeling, and I think that will still remain, even though it will be maybe a little larger and a little splashier.
Next year, cross our fingers, we'll be able to celebrate like we traditionally celebrate the 4th of July. We're all going to be ready. That's what the 4th of July is about, celebrating our freedom. And nobody does it better than Irving. We'll be ready to do it.
We have a lot to look forward to next year and beyond. Here at Millennium Park, we're counting down to our virtual fireworks show. But first, another flashback to the past with Irving Symphony's 2003 4th of July concert.
We continue with Semper Paratus, the United States Coast Guard. The United States Marine Corps. The United States Air Force. And the United States Navy.
Downtown Fever says, don't stop the party, and we're going to take their advice.
Don't stop the party. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't nobody like this. Don't stop the party. I'm running through the world like a running man. Scarface rules my running man. 30,000 people here to see me. 90,000 people in London with me. 90,000 people from Morocco. I'm just getting warmed up. Pop roll. Catch me a red room, Stockholm, Beirut, Cafe, get my drink on. All the pretty women hit the hookah. All damn sweet as Zuka, now that's Ruta. They can't, they won't, they never will stop the the party. They can't, they won't, they never will. Stop the party, stop the party. Y'all having a good time? Ain't nobody love this style. Don't stop the party. Ain't nobody love this style. Don't stop the party. I'm to the city with a set in the cities. I don't do shows in the city. I know what you're thinking, you cannot think me, but you can't break me. I'm off with a Benji's break DC. No, just cause you ain't me, don't hate me. As a matter of fact, you can thank me, even if you don't. You're welcome, thank me. Zigga, 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 zow. Who got the keys to the world now? Yours truly, blah, 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 blah. They can't, they won't, they never will. Stop the party, stop the party. They can't, they won't, they never will. Stop the party, stop the party. Y'all having a good time out there? Ain't nobody love this style. Don't stop the party. Ain't nobody love this style. Don't stop the party. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it going tonight. Make some noise if you're having a good time. Come on. Let's go, let's go. Ain't nobody love this style. Don't stop the party. Ain't nobody love this style. Don't stop the party. Ain't nobody love this style. Don't stop the party.
A special thanks to Downtown Fever for these performances, and thank you so much for joining us tonight for Irving's virtual 4th of July.
We'll leave you now with a look at fireworks through the years, our Blast from the Past Fireworks Spectacular. From all of us here at ICTN, happy Independence Day.
Thank you.